Okay, yeah?
I have another question.
Yeah.
About male and female garb.
Yeah.
So I understand like that's where like one of the reasons why women wear skirts. But
I want to give you more information on this, okay? So here's the information I'll ask you, I'll do you next. Here's what's considered male garb. Several things. One, if you live in a society which from a distance you see somebody wearing a certain kind of clothing, you say, there comes a man, that's considered male garb. So if, let's say, you were on guard duty and you were looking over the hill and you see someone, you say, a man's coming from far. What would make you think this is a man in today's society? Pants, okay. What would make you think it's a woman? I see a woman coming over the hill. Dress or skirt, okay, so that's to begin with. Then, there are also things that even if that isn't what would make them recognizable as a man or a woman, they're garments or jewelry or whatever that are wear predominantly by men or predominantly by women. So an example of that would be like these yeshiva hats, the black hats that men wear. Like that's a man's garment. Cufflinks is a man's garment. It's worn predominantly by men. Okay, that's clear? The issue with trousers is tricky because there are trousers that are made that no men would wear. Like think lacy pink, like frilly harem pants. You can't get a job in the bank if that's how you show up, okay, if you're a man. So the idea there is pants are also viewed as inherently immodest. The real issue is the immodesty. The immodesty is determined by the fact that it delineates the separation between the legs, okay, in the upper part, the whole genital area separation, more than a skirt would, okay? So that's really the issue with pants. Okay, so that's male garment. Female garment. So again, it has to do with society. So in Scotland, where there was a time when men, even now, some men wear kilts, but most men don't. But in Scotland, in the era when all men wore kilts, wearing a plaid skirt would be a woman wearing a male garment. Okay, clear? Depends on what's happening. So here are some things that are viewed as feminine. A dress is viewed as feminine. Now this has nothing to do with whether other people see it or not. A man wearing feminine undergarments is forbidden by Torah. I can't resist telling you a true and funny story. They used to have this like really stupid law here, that when you made Aliyah, if you're given an exhaustive list of anything you're planning to bring in the future, you could have it like tax-free. So people had to think, gosh, what could I ever want to own? So they had like these 25-page lists. A boat, we're going to buy a boat, who knows? Okay, whatever, So in any case, a friend of mine was pregnant and she was having back trouble. So her mother bought her a maternity girdle in America, but it wasn't on her list and she didn't want to pay tax on it. So somebody else, a guy who was studying in yeshiva, was coming to Israel. So the mother says, would you mind taking a little package for my daughter? And didn't tell him what's in it. Okay, clear? So just like a little package, it won't take up like too much room in your suitcase. Don't worry. So he's the suitcase that they open in customs, right? Okay. So the customs guy pulls it out and says, are you going to tell me this is yours? And he looked the guy straight in the eye and say, is that a problem to you? And they got away without paying tax. Okay, so in any case, the Torah does forbid this. Okay, clear? Okay, so this includes jewelry that isn't specifically masculine. There's a difference of opinion also based on society between Sephardim and Ashkenazim. In Sephardi society, men have always wore jewelry, necklaces and bracelets and rings. In Europe, men have not worn necklaces and bracelets, only rings. So because of that, Ashkenazi men don't wear chains, bracelets, even the copper bracelets that like in Israel currently are very cool for men. And you haven't seen them, they're very cool, okay. and even rings, many Ashkenazi men don't wear rings, okay. Perfume, hair dyeing, makeup, all of this is viewed as feminine. So with makeup, it would be, unless it's like hiding a defect, like somebody who had like burn scars or something. Okay, clear? But just makeup to like, bring out the blue in your eyes, or whatever. Okay, no. Okay, yeah?
But in a practical sense, like let's say I'm walking with like my brother or my dad and they give me their jacket, is that a problem? And I wear the jacket if it's raining, whatever.
If it's clear from the way you're wearing it, like it's just over your shoulders, that would be okay. Yeah. Okay, any other questions on this? Okay.
I'm not set on clothing, that type of clothing today, because it's not, I think, maybe the majority, yes, in types of observant communities, but observant communities aren't the majority.
No, definitely not.
So,
Are you talking about trousers or things in general?
specifically pants. And there are
So-
also types of pants.
So I'm saying with
fancy hammer pants.
I don't know what
Like
they are.
baggy, so
Ah.
you don't see the crotch area.
So technically that would be, if the bagginess goes till the knees, technically that's permitted in halacha.
Wait, but why does that have to go to the knees? Why-
Because the whole, I was saying the whole upper part of, from the waist till the knees, that whole part of the body is considered to be a part of the body that's like, of all the parts of the body that has to be covered maximally and most discreetly, it's there. But I've seen pants like this that are baggy and then they have like skinny legs.
Yeah.
Okay, so technically those are permitted in halacha. But the issue really is modesty rather than man's outfit.
Okay.
Otherwise, women wouldn't be allowed to wear pajama pants. Like that's not the issue.
Right, but then why is it considered like in men's and women's clothing? Like we're bringing modesty into that where
Modesty is a separate issue. I'm just bringing it in there so you would know why it's forbidden. It's not written here in the Torah. It's in a different.
because if we're looking at it technically, then
Yeah.
it's technically not great.
Technically, right? If the trousers look feminine, technically that's not the problem.
But there are also, like you said, women's pants.
So I'm saying, so technically the problem in that would not be wearing a male garment. The problem there would only be modesty and not wearing a male garment.
And like today, women have skinny jeans. So it's becoming a trend that a lot of men are wearing tighter, more
Okay.
not as baggy
Yes.
pants. Is that considered then transgressing the
The modesty laws. I want to get to the modesty laws in a separate frame because it's presented in a separate frame. I just threw it in because we were talking about pants. But there are laws of modesty for men, but they're different than for women. The laws of modesty for men in general, the general premise is that men hunt and women present themselves as prey. Therefore, men are forbidden to hunt, which means watching their eyes, watching their hands, watching their minds. And an observant man can't go to the mixed beach, even to sell ice cream. While a woman could, she can't go immodestly dressed, but she can go to the beach. It's a different set of rules. Okay, yeah?
I'm not sure if this is exactly related, but I'm curious about makeup for women. Like, sort of where it comes from, why it's encouraged in any sense.
So this really is taking us off topic, but I'm going to give you a shorter answer than the question deserves. So one of the curses that come from the Garden of Eden is that the woman is told, you'll desire your husband, but he'll dominate you. So the question is, what does that mean? So the answer is, women have sexual desires just like men do. I hope I didn't shock you. But women, by their nature, want a man to want them. A woman feels belittled if she says to a man, sleep with me. So this is why in society, in all societies, there's always been female prostitution, where a man knows very well the woman doesn't care for him. When she's standing in Times Square saying, $50, 50 minutes, 50, like he gets the picture, it's not personal. But women need the illusion that the man cares for her. Could you see where this is so? There's no society in which there were lots of men standing out there, 50 minutes, $50. Quite the opposite. Gigolos usually encounter the women and then act as though they strike a conversation, act like they like them. So because of this, women are wired to want to be attractive, because you can't get a man to want you unless he wants you. You understand this? So it's part of feminine nature to want to be attractive. You see this even with very little girls who aren't exposed to fashion yet, who certainly don't know what makeup is, but they're, Right, I look cute. Right, I look like an American doll. Be quiet. You know, it's part of the wiring. So women have always worn makeup. They have very old makeup, you know, from Egyptian excavations. Did you know this? It's like I mean, I find it very interesting. They made lead-based, like it was fashionable to like make your eyes blue. So they had like today we would call it, you know, like eye makeup, but then it was lead-based, so it didn't biodegrade. So you could still, and it probably made them blind in the course of time. But oops, you know, you know. Okay, but whatever, yeah.